Hello, hello, hello. Trump finally snapped after Omar death threat, and she admits her and Tim Walz stole $1 billion from the U.S. people of Michigan. So let's get down to the nitty gritty, shall we? Oh yeah, let's get down to the nitty gritty about this right here going on. Let's go.
Y'all this right here. Now here goes CNN. What does CNN always do? Now they want to say, oh, Donald Trump's health is declining. Something is wrong with President Trump. Trump has dementia. So everything Joe Biden got, now they want to say President Trump got. Oh, Donald Trump, he's old. He's very old. So something is definitely wrong with this man. But all Donald Trump been doing this entire time is winning. And that right there is what make them mad. Just like they thought when the Epstein file just came out the other day, they wanted it to be something about President Trump, but yet it was pictures and stuff that came out with Bill Clinton in the pool with you know what I'm saying, with young ladies and stuff like that. So now they are very upset, and now they want to go back. Okay, what can we hit President Trump with now? And now they want to talk about his age. He's old. He's declining. He got health problems. Like, this is insane. And not only that, we even got more news on Ilhan Omar and Tampon Tim Walz. Because they said that Tampon Tim Walz and Ilhan Omar and all the Democrats in Minnesota, well, pretty much all the Democrats as a whole, is still trying to intimidate whistleblowers, and they want whistleblowers to stop talking about the fraud. We got a lot to cover, so please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody showing so much support, and shout out to the one that always watches the entire video. I appreciate all of you that do that. Thank you very much for that. All right. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and dive straight into it. Just in case y'all see my background, y'all see it's a lot of stuff that's gone. I'm in the process of moving, so that's why you see like all my shelves and stuff empty. So like I said, I'm in the process of moving, just to let everybody know. But like I said, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comment section that you did stay to the end. And let's go ahead and dive straight into this. So if you see by Egg Dollar, it said, boom, Scott Jennings takes no BS from Democrats trying to claim President Trump's health and cognition are in decline. It always old sellers, boy. He always got something to say. The same person that was talking about the day was Joe Biden was still president, and now you want to talk about, oh, Donald Trump's health. Let's check this out.
Acknowledge the fact that Donald Trump's old. Like, he's extremely old, and he is verging on senility, and we can see that.
Oh my
The fact
God!
that we just went through a president.
Look at this. Donald Trump is old. Look at this. It don't matter how old President Trump is, the man is still getting the job done. This man barely take days off. And when he did take 3 days off, y'all ran heckle fake news talking about Donald Trump done died. Something done happened to him. The man said, damn, can I at least take a break? So look at him. Want to talk about his age. Now, but these was the same people that was co-signing Joe Biden, though.
Acknowledge the fact that Donald Trump's old. Like, he's extremely old, and he is verging on senility, and we can see that. And the fact that we just went through a president who went through that, and Scott and Kristen, they will
Are you
not.
really going to try this today?
They are not going to say anything
After
without
Biden.
mentioning Joe Biden. Exactly.
Come on, Bakari.
But this president is old, and
Unbelievable.
that's what we're seeing. It's not unbelievable. It is. I mean, he's talking about undergarments, panties. He's talking about. It's not a weave. That's not what we're seeing. We're seeing somebody's old uncle. I mean, let's just call it what it is. Yes. The American public saw Joe Biden get old and decrepit in the White House.
Well, we didn't see
What
it
they're
for a
saying-
while. He was
What they're seeing right now is Donald Trump doing the same thing. Let's just admit. Let's call it what it is.
Oh, you saying let's call it what it is, but when Joe Biden was in there, where was you at, Bakari Sellers? What was you? You didn't have the same statement about Joe Biden when he was in the White House, when it was him and Kamala. You did not make one statement about, Joe Biden, he's too old. He shouldn't be in there. It don't matter how old you see. The thing about President Trump is still sharp as a tack. The man can still get around. Donald Trump is not hopping. It don't matter how old he is. Donald Trump is not hopping around. This man is still walking. He is still getting the job done. He barely even take days off. And you want to use this analogy? Oh, he's getting old. Something's wrong with him. He got dementia. Something is definitely wrong with this man. Just insane.
Absolutely, he is old. I think there are questions about whether he's all there. I think that's a reasonable thing to ask, given what we've seen. But I will say, I think the big difference here politically from 2024, where he would give these rambling speeches that his base loved, is he has lost the command and control of his caucus of the Republican Party. We're seeing increasingly splits on key issues. They're divided on healthcare. This question of Israel is absolutely ripping the new right, as Senator Langford was calling it, apart. Yeah. And so when you have lost control of your party, giving these rambling speeches that maybe leave some question as to whether you're.
You want to talk about some rambling speeches though, but I tell you one thing: rambling speeches got him in the White House too. So you can say, all them rambling speeches, but guess what? It got him in the White House. So obviously he was doing the right rambling.
You're totally in command. That is an issue that's going to keep compounding in itself.
This may be your Christmas wish, but it is not a reality. The president is the head of the Republican Party. He's never been stronger among Republicans than he is right now, and he's always had a broad.
He's fallen a little bit back with Republicans. Is that why he spent 6 months fighting his party on the Epstein files?
You guys have been desperate for 10 years to find the moment where Donald Trump is no longer going to be accepted by the. He is the leader of the Republican Party. He is going to continue to be the leader of the Republican Party.
It used to be the case that Donald Trump's wish was their command. And it is the case that for the last 6 months, for example, they have bucked him on the Epstein files to the point where they are now releasing. Yes, because it's Bill Clinton.
Yeah, right. It's the Clinton files, not the Epstein file. You see what I'm talking about? So it's the thing, they act like they really care about the Epstein files, but where was the Democrats? And y'all notice something, that they don't care about the victim. Where's the young ladies at? Why CNN don't have the young ladies on there? Because you know why? They don't care about the victims. They wanted to see if they can catch Donald Trump in some pictures or whatever the case may be. But when the files came out, it was Bill Clinton sitting in the hot tub with young ladies. That's the reason why Scott Jennings said they are the Clinton files. And that's why they pissed off. So now, other than the Epstein file, they want to go back to he's old, he's this, he's senile. Like, come on, man.
To the point where they are now releasing. Yes, because it's Bill Clinton who's really suffered for the last 6 months in terms of the shattering of his coalition and his inability to govern. Yes, absolutely, Scott. Okay, so let's.
Boy. So, but it don't stop right there. If you see right here by Paul, they say from Robert Rick. I guess that's how you say it, Robert Rick. Robert Reich says President Trump has dementia. So this is what all the Democrats are doing now. So they all are making videos now trying to go after President Trump, talking about his health. He's getting old. He got health problems. Something is going to happen to him. This is what they reverting to now. Since the Epstein files came out, and it was all about the Clinton file, because you seen Bill Clinton everywhere holding young ladies and stuff like this. So now they want to revert away from that, since they can't catch Trump in that. And now they want to say he's getting old, he's got dementia. Pretty much like I said, everything President Trump labeled to Joe Biden, and we seen how Joe Biden was acting, that he had dementia and stuff. Now they want to say President Trump has that. It is crazy. So listen to this guy right here. Listen to what he's saying.
The President of the United States is the only person in the United States capable of starting a nuclear war. He has his finger, figuratively, but literally could be, on the button. And he is off his rocker. Now, I hate to say this, and I think it may be age-related. I'm his age. He's 10 days older than me. It's not always easy to remember names. It's not always easy. But I think he actually suffers from some serious dementia, some serious instability. And it's worse now than ever before. And I do believe, and I wrote this publicly on Substack, that he's got to be out of office, Heather. I mean, either the 25th Amendment, which is invoked, it's there in the Constitution for a particular reason, because...
So this is what they're trying to do now. Oh, we got to get him out the office. He's getting old. Something is wrong with him. These people are crazy, man. Where have President Trump showed signs that he has dementia or something is wrong? This man is still doing rallies now. And President Trump would do a rally and stand up for 2 hours and talk. You think Joe Biden can stand up for 2 hours and talk? Joe Biden What kind of rally do you think Joe Biden can set up at now for 2 hours and talk? If Joe Biden did a rally right now, Joe Biden rally would be 5 minutes. They're like, this is crazy. Listen to this man.
And it's worse now than ever before. And I do believe, and I wrote this publicly on Substack, that he's got to be out of office, Heather. I mean, either the 25th Amendment, which is invoked, it's there in the Constitution for a particular reason, because if a president is incapable of being president, the people around him and Congress can get involved, have got to get him out of there. Or impeachment and conviction. I mean, this is now, I think, we are in very, very dangerous territory. I don't want to sound alarmist. Do I sound alarmist?
No, you sound very concerned.
Oh my God, enough of this crap right here. So I want to get to this right here where J.D. Vance absolutely goes off on Tim Walz for pretty much allowing the Somali immigrants to defraud Minnesota programs. So let's check out what J.D. Vance wasn't playing around. I think J.D. Vance went off on Jasmine Crockett as well. But check out what he said about the tampon man.
And this is the moral truth we strive to center in our work in the Trump administration and in this great movement of ours. A true Christian politics, it cannot just be about the protection of the unborn or the promotion of the family, as important as those things absolutely are. It must be at the heart of our full understanding of government. Why do we penalize corporations that ship American jobs overseas? Because we believe in the inherent dignity of human work and every person who works a good job in this country. Why have we worked without the help of Congress to restrict H-1B visas, for example? Because we believe it is wrong for companies to bypass American labor just to go for cheaper options in the third world. We help older Americans in retirement, including by ending taxes on Social Security, because we believe in honoring your father and mother rather than shipping all of their money off to Ukraine. We believe in taking care of the poor, which is why we have Medicaid, so that the least among us can afford their prescriptions or to take their kids to see a doctor. And it's why we are outraged at the injustice of Tim Walz allowing Somalian immigrants to defraud that program to the tune of billions of dollars. It ought to go to Americans, because that's who it's there for.
There you go. And just so y'all know, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all probably watched that, but J.D. Vance was cooking all night. He was not holding back. Once again, salute, to J.D. Vance. He was cooking Tim Walz, because Tim Walz is a fraud. He is a liar. And not only that, it don't stop there for Tim Walz. So it's a holy crap. Minnesota Democrats and Tim Walz's team are still intimidating fraud whistleblowers. Check this out.
I'd like to respond to that. So we did receive your letter, Inspector General, asking us to share information with you on credible whistleblower reports. And to date, we have not, because there is no trust, as you might understand. This fraud has been perpetuated on your watch, and the whistleblowers who reach out to us within the department are terrified. And they feel that they've been retaliated against already. They feel that they are very afraid. They're afraid to reach out to us. And if they thought we were then turning around and giving it to you, we would not have whistleblowers. So we initiated a whistleblower portal last spring in response to people who were afraid to come to you. And that has received hundreds of tips. Belatedly, you all also put out a whistleblower report portal this fall, which I think hopefully is also generating.
So pretty much now you see Tim Walz, Ilhan Omar, and all these Democrats still is intimidating whistleblowers, trying to keep them quiet. Now remember, over 400,000 employees came out against Tim Walz. Pretty much said that they alerted him what the Somalis was doing in Minnesota, pretty much stealing taxpayer dollars, and Tim Walz told them to shut up and keep quiet. So now, come to find out, Tim Walz and his team and Democrats are still intimidating whistleblowers to try to keep them quiet over all of this stuff. But it's too late.